Bring on the sights, bring on the savings, and bring on Europe with the Aer Lingus Bring On Europe sale. Bring on warm Irish hospitality. Bring on legendary sights, cosy pubs, food, history and culture. Bring on incredible deals to over 20 European cities, including spirited Dublin, romantic Paris, lively London, and wondrous Rome. There's a whole continent that's yours to be explored. Smart says bring on Europe for less. Smart flies Aer Lingus. Book now at aerlingus.com.
Blog Talk Radio. Unmarket Your Business, the podcast. Born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hey everyone, welcome. This is Carol J. Dunlop, your online wild strategist and your #1 international Amazon best-selling author. I know I don't say that enough. I said it so much at the beginning of the year, I thought I was just like, I can't listen to this anymore, the end of last year. But now I'm comfortable saying it, and I was really shocked, surprised, and really honored to be able to put that down as who I am, as part of me. So that's good. And that's all a part of actually securing your expertise, solidifying your authority. And that's why I wrote the book in the first place. I wanted to help people. So I wanted to welcome you to this kind of chilly day in Hotlanta in February and just let you know that I'm so happy that you're here, so happy that you took some time out of your busy, crazy schedule to kind of just, do a little visit with me. First off, before we get going, I wanted to and my prayers and my good energy vibes to all the people in Florida who have been affected by the shooting, which is like all of us. This another school shooting. It just breaks my heart. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening with these kids, these people who feel that they have to turn to not only a gun, but go and take innocent lives or go and take someone else's life because, whatever they're feeling. And I understand about, mental health issues and all of this, but it doesn't make it any better. And as a grandmother of 5, and a mother of 2 children, it just saddens me, and I just hate that we have to think about this in this day and age at this time. It's just really kind of crazy. And I would like to take a moment of silence, just a few seconds to kind of just think about these people and what they're going through and send out some prayers. Okay, thank you for that and indulging me and kind of indulging yourself and just reflecting on how precious life is and how much we have to offer in life and how much we're missing out on if we don't take advantage of every opportunity that we have to live our best life. So now, being like the news people, on to something else. How's the weather out there type of thing. You know how they do. The news people just trip me out. There's this horrible story. Then they have to transition to something that's like, oh, awesome, and then they do that. So hats off to the newscasters and the anchors and stuff who have to deliver those crazy stories and then go into something lighter. But I do want to lighten it up. I do want to take this time to help you with something, to teach you something. It's all about how to build your business relationships that convert. And by converting, I mean convert into clients that purchase from you over and over and over and over and over again. Clients who stay with you for a long time. And it all starts by building a relationship with them. I mean, Creative Services, my company that I've had with my husband, 24th year this year. Woohoo! We have had clients that have been with us over 20 years. Some 15 years, some 4 years, some 5 years, some 3 years. I mean, It's just been great. Now, not everybody stays on for all that time, but the ones that do, you really want to make them feel. We hope that we make them feel, I guess, special, and to know that they're going to be taken care of. And I wrote a blog post, just not a blog post, but I sent an email out to my list yesterday, and I was talking about relationships are better than clients. And in that message to my list, I explained that when you build a relationship with your clients and potential clients, you actually are creating something much better than just being a client, because it's a deeper relationship. It's more than just a transaction. It's really knowing that that person, that client trusts you, and you trust that client. You are kind of invested in their business, and they're invested in yours, not only monetarily but emotionally, psychologically, because if what you do doesn't work for them, then their business is going to fail, type of thing. I mean, it doesn't have to be, I'm sure we're just, many parts of everyone's business, but you want to look at it that way. Like, they can't do without you, and you can't do without them. So it's not a one-sided transaction. It's a two-sided, mutually beneficial thing that happens. They get something out of it, you get something out of it. And you want to be able to continue that, and then you want to be able to wash, rinse, and repeat that so that you can find other clients who are like that. Now, of course, we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, as they say, and have, our cash cow is just one big client, and we're at the beck and call of them, and if they leave us, our company is actually going to tank. We want to have several different clients who are feeding into our business, who we're feeding into them, and we have these mutually beneficial relationships with more than one. That way we are even. Like, that way our portfolio is kind of spread out, and we're not looking at just one way to make money or one income stream. We have to have more than one. We just do. I mean, you have to look at it like even Jesus, when he was preaching his message, he had 12 apostles who were out there working for him to help spread God's word to the different parts. I mean, he had all these fishermen, and he had these people who are workers and entrepreneurs themselves, and he had other things that he was doing. He was speaking on a daily basis. He was making sure that his word got out and got out the right way. He was like visible in all places, and he was showcasing his skills, his authority, what he could do, and he was taking on people at every turn, and they were trying to trip him up. He was like, I can't trip me up because I know the word. I know the real stuff. So he was being impressive. He was impressing upon these people that he is the authority, the expert, the one they should turn to in many different ways. So if we're going to truly be like servants of Christ and we're going to be followers of Christ, we need to be like him. That there's a big debate. I know people are always saying, well, Christ never got married, or yes, he did get married, or he never got angry. Yes, he did get angry, all these things. But when you just look at it practically, how he did his thing, he built relationships. He built deep relationships with his apostles, and then he was able to teach them how to teach others and bring on others to help share in this journey. And that's what I like doing with my clients. I like to share in their journey because their success is my success. Because look at it this way. If I bring on a new client and I help them achieve amazing results, don't you think that they're going to go out and tell someone else, hey, they helped me achieve amazing results, and you ought to go to them. So they become like a brand ambassador for you. It's the same thing that you're doing if you're a brand ambassador for another company and you're going out and telling people all the benefits of working with this organization, or you're an affiliate of someone. You're shouting their praises. So you want to have people that are shouting your praises who can bring people into you, more clients into you, more variety, different ways, always searching, always looking, and you just never know where those clients are going to come from. That's kind of why you got to be everywhere. As I know, when we talk about, do I need to do social media? Which social media platforms do I need to be on? Let me tell you this. You need to be on each and every social media platform that your clients are on. Your money clients, wherever they are, that's where you need to be, because you need them to be able to see you. Now, you may not be 100% active on all of them, or you may not be if your mainstay is Twitter, I love Twitter to death. If that's your thing and your clients are on Twitter, then you may not be doing as much on Facebook, but you have to have a presence on Facebook. You have to post there sometimes. You have to get involved in some conversations because that's where they are. And if your thing is speaking, then you got to speak where your niche is. So now that I got all that, kind of got off on a little tangent, sorry. I want to go through five steps that are going to help you solidify your expertise, share your knowledge so that you can find the people who you're going to build a relationship with, build a relationship with them, kind of solidify that relationship so that you get into this symbiotic relationship where their success is your success and your success is their success type of thing. So let's get into this. So the number one step you need to do is you need to figure out these three keys. Now, you've heard me talk about them a lot, but they're very, very, very underscore bold point, a bold type, 72-point bolded, underlined, double underlined type. These three keys. Number one is to know your audience. You have to know who you're talking to. Because if you're a fisherman and you're talking to people who like dogs, that's no brainer, right? And immediately we see that. We're like, oh, that's crazy. Why would you be a fisherman and you're talking to people who like dogs? Well, some people are doing that. You have to make sure that if you're a fisherman, you're talking to people who like the fish or who know what fish is about or something like that. So you got to know who your audience. And with knowing your audience, you got to know what they want. Not necessarily what they need, because if you know your audience, you know what they need, right? You got to know what they want. Let me say that again. You got to know what they want. If someone wants to save hours in their day, you're a productivity coach. Check it out. Which way are you going to go? If you tell someone, "Hey, I can save you 2 hours in your day with this program," or if you tell them this program starts easy, it's English, it has buttons, they don't care about all of that. All they're saying is, "Hey, I want to save 2 hours in my day." So that's what they want. So you have to make what you do fit into what they want because you know it's what they need. And then the third thing is you have to know what you're going to deliver to them, how you're going to solve their problems. So you need to know, number one, who your audience is, number two, what they want, and number three, what you're going to deliver that solves their problems. So if you get those three keys down, then the rest of it is really smooth sailing. Okay, number two, you have to be an expert authority in what you do. Because if I come to you, if you say that I'm a relationship expert, this is your title, this is your thing, you're a relationship expert, and someone comes to you and says, what is the best tip that you can give me in trying to find a man? Because this is Valentine's Day was just yesterday, so this is the month of love. What's the best advice you can give me? And you go, that's all you can give them? You're not an expert. You're not an expert. You're not showcasing that you are an expert and authority. What should come out of your mouth is a brr. This is what you need to do. Boom, 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 boom. And then that person goes, wow. You wow them with what you tell them. You don't wow them by confusing them. You wow them with unique, real, actionable strategies that they can do to get that man. It could be just three things. If you do this, this, and this, you'll have a man in 6 months, or whatever your thing is for being a relationship coach. Okay? All right, number three. You have to be able to share your expertise in a non-salesy, non-sleazy way. What do I mean by that? I was actually on a call this morning with a member of a group that I'm a part of, and we were discussing some marketing strategy for this event that we're doing. And then I was listening to a content crash that my good friend, colleague, and client, Bernadette Harris, had with the LinkedIn professor. And they were talking about, how to use LinkedIn for your business, and I'm all into that because I love LinkedIn. And she said something that I say a lot and have heard a lot, and it's that everyone wants to buy something that leads them away from this pain that they have. They want to get rid of their pain, so they're willing to buy something. But no one wants to be sold. My husband says that all the time. No one wants to be sold. I don't like to be sold. If I feel that you are, quote unquote, selling me something, then I'm going to turn a deaf ear immediately. And you know what I'm talking about. When you read those posts on social media or on billboards or in magazines that, get this today, or I don't know, something, you know the words that come up in your mind when you hear them, they're like, oh, God, I don't even want to deal with that. Well, nobody wants that. And nobody wants you to try to sell them on what it is you think that they need, even though, remember, they want what they want in the first place. But even though they need this thing, you shouldn't have to try to convince them that they need this. They should know that they need this thing. Even if they don't know they're looking for it, they know they have a pain. They want this pain solved. And when you come across them and they say let's use the relationship expert again, they may be saying, I just want to find a date for this weekend. It's Valentine's Day weekend. I want to find a date for this weekend. What should I do? And then you come across with some information that goes, wow, I hadn't even thought about that. You may tell them something like, it's not about just a date for this weekend. Are you looking for a companion for the rest of your life? Are you looking for somebody to hang out with? You have to know what you're looking for. Maybe you could look here. You give them some actionable strategies that they can use, and they go, oh, my God, really? I didn't even know I needed that stuff. How can I work with you more? You haven't even told them that you wanted to sell them something, but you knew that you had a package or a product or a service that they could utilize, but you weren't even telling them you need to buy this thing. You were just telling them information. That's what I'm talking about, coming across with your expertise in a non-salesy way. So going back to the conversation that I had this morning with someone that I was talking to in a group who's managing this event that's coming up, she was saying that she needed to learn how to use social media better, and she really wasn't, the best at doing. Someone just sent me something on Facebook. It was so funny. I can't even answer it right now. I'll tell you about that in a minute because it was funny. Anyway, we were talking about social media, and I just said, well, using social media, you got to be strategic, and a couple other points. And she goes, Carol, I need to talk to you about using your service. Although we were talking about promoting an event for this organization we're both a part of that we're not really getting paid for because we're volunteering, she wants to utilize my service. That's what I'm talking about, coming across with your expertise in a non-salesy way. I had no intention of trying to sell her on the programs that I had, but because I showed her that I was an expert in what I'm doing, and I took control, I showed my authority without, saying I'm the authority, and just gave actionable advice. And she was like, oh, I need to use you. So we're going to have a chat in the upcoming future. I think that's awesome. Okay, number 4 is to be a helper. So number 1 was, remember these 3 keys. Know your audience, know what they want, and know how you're going to solve their pain by what service and product you're going to do. Number 2, be an expert authority in what you do. And then number 3, share your expertise in a non-salesy way. And then number 4, be a helper. How do you be a helper? You answer questions. That's basically it. Now, in my book, Unmarket Your Business, 10 Ways for Savvy Entrepreneurs to Stand Out, Stop Struggling, and Start Profiting, I address this very thing, how you can be a helper. And it's actually in Chapter 13, Treasure Hunting Groups. I talk about how you can find clients in Facebook groups. And I've done that a lot. I found a lot of my clients in Facebook groups. And how do I do that? I've just been a help to them. And how do I do that? I just answer questions. I don't answer questions. I mean, they may ask me what's, like, for instance, the one I said earlier, what's the best social media platform for me to be on? Without even knowing what they do or anything, I was like, you need to be on the social media platform where your clients are. That's kind of a standard question. People don't think about it. They think there's one social media platform for each organization, group, demographic, or whatever, and there really isn't. I mean, your clients could be as diverse as the many lakes and oceans and bodies of water that we have in this world. They could be as diverse as that, or they could just be like one lake. But it could be on different social media things. Well, what's the most prevalent one that they're on? There's some commonality, common factors in all of them. You have to figure out what that is, and how do you do that? Ask them. Whoever you have as a client, if you have one client, ask them, where do you hang out on social media? Then go there. Get a profile up and start participating, and just start from there. And you may find that all the rest of your clients are hanging out there, or maybe not. So be a helper. So when you go in there, you're not going in there to sell anything. You're not going on any Facebook group to sell anything. Now, if they have promo days and they say, what's your freebie or what's your promo, yes, put that in there, but you're not going to go to each individual person in a group and say, hey, buy my book, or hey, buy my program, or hey, buy my service, or hire me. You're not going to do that because, number one, you're going to get banned and thrown out. And number two, people are going to look at you as being salesy, being sleazy, and not quite being the right person for them, and they're going to scratch you off the list without even knowing who you are. So you got to be a helper. Just answer questions. If someone asks you, how do I get a man for, I need a date this Saturday, how do I get a man? And you come across, here are 3 things you can do right now to find them a man to go out with. Or it could be a woman, depending on I'm just using this as an example. Don't take this as, like this is it. It's just an example. And then you go, oh, okay, thanks. They may come to you with another question. They may look into you more. They may click on your picture and go to your profile, see what you're about. And in your profile, which I know you have filled out, right? They may look in the About section and go to your website and see what you have. Like, oh, let me go ahead and buy this right here. Let me invest more in this person. You just never know, whatever that little spark is going to be. So as we take a little break for just a second, I want to let you know that I am so excited. Before we go, we have one more tip. But I am so excited that this podcast is now syndicated to 7 different platforms. Not only can you listen on Blog Talk Radio, but you can also catch this on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, TuneIn, and YouTube. Isn't that awesome? That's really there's 7 besides here. Isn't that awesome? I'm so excited. So in celebration of that, I am issuing a call for sponsors. If you are interested in this podcast, sponsoring this podcast, then I want to talk to you. This podcast reaches savvy entrepreneurial women who want to market their business successfully. So if you have products or services that can help women market their business successfully, I want to talk to you. And all you need to do is go to csicorporation.com/contact or csicorporation.com and click on the contact button in the upper right and send me a note. And let's talk. Let's see if, number one, if this is the right fit for you, and let's go over the packages that I have and see what we can do together. Because remember, your success is my success, and I want my success to be your success. So this is going to be awesome. So please, again, go to csicorporation.com and go click on the contact button in the upper right, and just let me know. We can talk about it. You're under no obligation to purchase a sponsorship, but I do want you to find out more about, the listeners and how many downloads and how we reach out and everything, because it's going to be awesome. First on March 1st, and I'm only allowing 4 spots. I got 3 spots left right now, only 3, so get in where you fit in. So getting back to our list, the first one, how to build a relationship, how to build business relationships that convert. Number 1, the 3 keys: know your audience, know what they want, and know how you're going to deliver that in the form of a product or service. Number 2, be an expert authority in what you do. Always be ready to. Not necessarily always be selling, but always be sharing. Number 3, share your expertise in a non-salesy, non-icky way. Number 4, be a helper. And then number 5, be a thinker. This is very important. Be a thinker. You have to think about ways that you can get in front of your ideal clients. Because you have a certain number of clients who are looking for you right now. They are looking for you. They are ready to sign on a dotted line. If I could just find this X person right here, I would buy from them right now. And then you have another set of people who want a solution, but they're not actively, pursuing finding someone. They're like, if I stumbled upon somebody, I may, they're just kind of in that thinking stage. But something that you could do that would spark their interest could make them say, oh, let me go ahead and just take care of that now. I'm ready. I'm ready to sign up for this program. This thing's like the thing that I want to do. I'm ready to go. And then you got a whole other set of people who don't even know they have a problem. Key point illustration. There was this one of the groups that I'm a member of. This person put out this video, and this girl and this guy were talking. I think it was about Valentine's or something, but it was about communication. That's what it was. The girl and guy were talking, and she was like, I have this headache, and I don't know, why I have this headache, and I just know my head hurts, and don't talk to me. And so she's facing the guy, and the guy is looking at her, and there's this big something, screwdriver or pole or something sticking out of the middle of her head. That's why she has a headache. And he's trying to tell her that's what the thing is. I know why you have this headache. Let me tell you how to solve it. She was like, I don't want to listen to you. I just know I have a headache. I know I have to get rid of it, but I don't really want to listen to you. Those are people who don't even know what the problem is. They know they have a problem, but they don't know what's causing it. They're just really confused. So they're out there looking for some solution. They don't necessarily know what they're looking for because they don't know what. They just know they have a problem. They don't really know what the problem is, how to solve it. So you're going to be in the business of educating them, which brings about the point number 2 and number 3. Always be ready to share your expertise and your authority and share it in a non-salesy way. Because if you hit the points with them, maybe, if you're someone who can help this woman get rid of her headache, you may describe the symptoms. You have these symptoms, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, yes, I have those symptoms. Well, if you have those symptoms, then you probably have this thing going on. So, like, wow, I never even thought of that. And then you tell them, well, I have the solution to your problem. It's this. Okay, give it to me. So you know what I'm saying? You're educating them. So if you want a great way to look at these, you know the way how to build the business relationships now, and a great way for you to kind of key in on things, figure out which way you need to go, what you need to do, and you're always, I've built a way for you to stop just thinking about things, having to think about stuff, and I've got these 10 strategies that you can get a hold of right now. In Chapter 7, this is in the book. In Chapter 7, I talk about Get Behind the Cause, which is going to help you establish your expertise and your authority, along with helping a cause, maybe a nonprofit cause, to get out there and build the awareness, something that's close to your heart. In Chapter 9, I talk about running for president, which is being a part of an organization. You're helping the organization build up and get bigger and establish their authority, and all the while you're kind of riding that coattail, just like I was telling you about the potential client that I was talking to this morning. Just because we were talking about something else that had to do with the organization, she was like, I may need your services. Let's talk about that. So these are 3 different ways. Chapter 7, Get Behind the Cause. Chapter 9, Run for President. And Chapter 13, Treasure Hunting in Groups, are part of just 3 of the 10 strategies that I have in my book. And you can get the book yourself by going to csicorporation.com/unmarketbook. csicorporation.com/unmarketbook. You can see the testimonials that are there. You can go to you can purchase the book. You can see what the book is about. I've actually got some samples in there so you can look through there. So I'm hoping that you will take advantage of that. And the reason I wrote the book is just like the tagline says, so you can stop struggling and start profiting by using these marketing strategies, putting them in your marketing toolkit, and knowing that you could do one of these 10 things. And they're all low cost or even no cost ways that you can get your business out there, you can build your authority and your expertise, and you can put it into practice right away. They are real, actionable strategies. So csicorporation.com/unmarketbook. Go ahead and check it out, and I hope that you will like it. Plus, I got some goodies. If you get the book, on the inside, you'll see some freebies that I got for you, and a special place on my site where I have some extras, and you can only get that by going to the book because that's where the link is in there. So I hope that you will check that out. And join me the next couple of weeks. I got some great guests that are coming on. I've got Chrissy Dosh, who's going to talk about newsjacking, and I have another guest who's going to talk about podcasting. So awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in today and being a part of the Marketing Nation. I can't wait to help you in any way at all possible. So have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Old moon, yeah. That's Hugo, tickling the ivories. He just saved by bundling home and auto with Progressive. Gonna finally buy a ring for that gal of yours, Hugo? Send her my condolences. Hi-oh! This next one's for you two. There's a burglar in my heart. Thank you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.